going to be reading a brief profile of Olayemi. Olayemi is a results-oriented business intelligence developer and data analyst with a passion for turning complex data into actionable insights. He specializes in leveraging advanced analytics and visualization tools to drive informed decisions making. And his expertise lies in proficiency in Microsoft Excel, Python, SQL, Power Automate, Power BI, and Microsoft Fabric. So with your favorite emoji, I want to see some fire up emojis for Olayemi, our facilitator for today's call. So, and also Olayemi is a seasoned trainer. He has trained over 200 people in the data analytics space and various analytic tools across over the years. So before I hand over the mic to Olayemi to show us how to build end-to-end solution using with Power BI source control. So just fire up your emojis so I can hand over the mic to Olayemi. Please, Olayemi, kindly confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. What about you? Can you hear me? Thank you. I'm going to share my screen right now. Let me share my screen. Okay. I believe right now we can see my screen.
Yes, you can see your screen loud and clear.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good morning. I know someone on this call that is currently joining from Canada. Is a very good uncle of mine. So, and again, thank you for everyone joining this session once again. And I'm excited because what we are about to learn today is not just about another Power BI trick, but a real skill that separates a regular Power BI user from a Power BI developer. In today's class, you'll be learning about Power BI source control, what it is, why it matters, and how it can help you work better in a team. As we all know, we're in the era of teamwork, where fashioning and automation are not just for software engineer anymore. They are becoming must have for data professionals too. So, and we are going to look into how to integrate this and with Power BI, how to commit, how to stage, and how to send back to the server. And there are benefits for learning these skills. It's not just for learning sake. When you learn this skill and you know this skill very well, and there are several benefits that you are going to get from this skill. Like number one, like collaboration effectively with other team members, tracking every change to your Power BI report, and maybe you want to go back to previous version of that report. So you want to know what is causing some errors, so you can do that, and it helps you work across multiple environments like development environment, test environment, and production environments. I believe people that works in enterprise level with enterprise level reports, they understand what I'm talking about. So if you don't work in enterprise level reports, because according to the report of people that are joining this class today, like about just 20% are the advanced and intermediate Power BI users. So a lot of beginners join. So I would like to break it down into the last piece so everybody can get what we are about to learn today. So it helps you to automate the reports development as well in Power BI service. Then I want to make a joke. It helps you to put stop to when you are making reports, the manager will say, oh, this report change this, and you have to do final reports number one, final report version 1, final report version 2, final report version 3, last edit final reports. And it can be overwhelmed because on just a report you might have just 1 or 2, sometimes you might go to like 20 or 30. So you don't want that to happen to your report. So I will quickly head to what we are going to be looking into today. And before that, I would like to explain what Power BI source control is in a very simple and what we all can relate to. You can use Q&A to answer to ask question. I'm going to come back to every question, and if your question needs urgent attention, you can raise your hand or let Embody them know that you have a question that is urgent. Thank you. Power BI, let me add this right here. Sorry. Okay. Power BI source control is about using using source control to manage and track change that is made to your Power BI report, the data sets, using the tools like GitHub, and VS Code. Those are the tools that we are going to use in for today's section. So right now I will head over to my computer and we are going to use the practical aspect. I don't like the talking. I like getting hands dirty. So I will head over now to my computer. Let me minimize this. Okay. So right now, what you want to do, okay, I think I need to go back to this. Okay, thank you. So we are going to follow this 15-step Power BI source control process, and I break it down into 15 steps that's going to cover everything. And that's what we are going to work on. That's what we are going to follow. The step we are going to follow for this section. So number one, we are going to install VS Code. VS Code means Virtual Studio Code. It's owned by Microsoft and is IDE. What do I mean by IDE? IDE means Integrated Development Environment. This is the tool that we can use to do versioning, to make controls, and do some other stuff regarding version control. Then we are going to install Git, and Git is like the machine that house everything that can move something from a local file to the cloud. So I think I just break it down in a very simple so we can understand and relate to it. So then the next step is we are going to create Git account and create repository. The next one is that we are going to install essential VS Code extension. The next one is that we are going to connect the VS Code to the GitHub that we create, and we are going to create a Power BI source file, and we are going to add it to the GitHub, and we are going to break down what we mean by Power BI GitHub. Then Power BI project 5. Then we are going to do some commands, do some changes, and we are going to sync this to with Git, and we are going to push it to the main and the work branches. Then after doing that, we are going to move this report to the Power BI service side. Then by doing that, we are going to change some things on the service side as well, and we are going to look at it on our local computer and see how this thing can change. So one I want to do right now is that I will go to my head over. Sorry. Okay. So number one, like I mentioned, I'm going to drop this link. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to drop this link in the chat right now. So this is the link you can use to download VS Code. So I'm sending the link into the chat right now. So that's the link to download VS Code. So to download VS Code, for if you are using a window, just click on download Windows. So you can even download it from store, I guess. You can download it from store. So download your VS Code. Then what you want to do next, for people that are using Mac as well, so you can check it, VS Code Mac. You can check it on your Play Store as well. So the next one that we want to look into is our GitHub. Is our Git. So you need to download Git. This Git is the one that is the machine that's going to be that will be interacting with your local computer and moving it to the cloud and cloud back to your computer. So that's it. So you can, if you are using Mac, you can click here. If you are using Windows, you can use click here. And if you are using Linux, you can click here. If you are using Windows, just click here and you are going to get it download. So, but for this one, you download it, you need to install it on your system. And when you are installing it, just follow the prompts, just follow the step that is given you. So I'm not going to be doing that because I already have it downloaded on my system. But when you want to download, just click on download and it will take you to just follow the prompts. You will get it. So I'll copy it as well and put it in chat. So yeah, so that's step 2, and let's look for step 3. What are we doing in step 3? Okay, step 3, we are setting up GitHub accounts and create repository. So I want to believe that the very high number of us on this call already have GitHub accounts. So I will not be creating a GitHub account from scratch. I will be working with my personal GitHub account, but I will show us how to create a repository. So first of all, this is my GitHub dashboard. And when you go to your GitHub dashboard, you are going to see this right here, the top repository, and you are going to see this right here. So what I want to do right now is that I'm going to click on this new. When I click on this new, and it's going to ask me that I want to create new repository. So I'm going to call this repository Chinook for, I want to call this repository Chinook for Power BI source control plus. So yeah, so that's what I'll be calling this repository. Then I put it into public so that we can use it. Other people can clone it. Then I will click on this add readme because I want to add readme. So on this git ignore, make sure that I just put it on ignore because I'm going to explain what this ignore is doing on later in this on this section. So once you you give it name and you make it public, you can make it private if you are still working on your project and you don't want people to see it yet. You can make it private. When you are done, you can change it back to public. So, but I will just make it public straight. So I'll create the repository right now. So when I click on create repository, let's wait for it. Okay, now I have my repository and I have my README. People are joining. So I have my repository and I have my README. So in my repository, I want to create a branch. You can actually just leave it with main branch, but you don't want to work on the main branch. If you are working on an enterprise level GitHub, you won't be the one creating this repository in the first place. Your manager or the person that is handling this kind of project might be the team lead, will be the one creating the repository, and is just going to give you your own branch where you will be committing the stuff to. And after reviewing it, it can merge it to the main branch. So what I want to do right now is that I want to create a new branch. You can leave it, you can work with the main branch, but I just want to use industry standard approach, and I'm going to click on create new branch. In this new branch, I will call it, let me call it Workspace. Workspace. I mean, let me just call it Workspace. Okay, Workspace. Then I am creating it from main branch. Then I'm going to create a new branch. So when I create a new branch, good. So when I create a new branch, we can go back to this is my branch now. Okay, this is my active branch. So this is my active branch. So this is what we are going to. This is the branch and the repository that we are going to be cloning in the step 4. I guess we are in step 4. Let me check. Okay, we are in step 4. Yes. So in the step 4, we are going to install the essential VS Code extension that we can use. That will help us to connect our VS Code to this GitHub repository in the cloud. So people want to join, give me, but sorry, please, I'm trying to accept who they want to join. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so that's what we want to do next. We want to install essential VS Code. So I'm going to add, I'll click on my VS Code right now. So, and on your VS Code, look at the right hand side right here. What you can see, let me close this first. So on the left hand side right here, you are going to see first one is Explorer, second one is Search, third one is Source Control, and the next one is Run and Debug. The next one is Extension. So what you want to click on is the extension. So when you click on this extension, make sure you search for Git right here. Just search for Git and let it load. It's loading right now. So okay, good. So what you are going to see is GitHub repository. That's number one that you are going to see. It's because I already have it installed on my computer already. If I don't have it installed, what you are going to see is just like you can see install right here. That's what you are going to see, and you click on install. Then the next one that you want to next one that you need to install as well is GitHub pull request. So make sure that you install this GitHub pull request as well. This is what we are going to be using to pull the request and doing some other things in our with from our VS Code to our GitHub back to our local computer. Then you can as well click on assured repo if you want to practice this using Assure. So, but I'm not doing that right now. So I'll just clear this. I'll go back to my extension. So that's what that's for step 4. So for the step 5, we are going to connect the VS Code to the GitHub. How are we going to do that? But before we do that, there is something that I think is missing here. You need to create the Git that you download the other time using this link to download. You need to connect this Git. You need to connect it to your computer. So you need to connect this Git to your VS Code. So that's what organizationally speaking, they don't scale. Thank you. So you need to connect this Git to your VS Code. So I will click here. So if you click on this button right here that looks like play. Okay, thank you thank you for that. Thank you, I really appreciate. So okay, let me scroll down. So what you want to do is that you want to connect your Git, you want to connect it to the VS Code. So what you want to do next that you click on this one that says run and debug. So when you click on this run and debug, what you are going to see here is different from what I'm seeing here. Is because I already have my Git connected to my repo already, to my VS Code already. That's why I can see run and debug. But for you, what you are going to see is connect Git. So or another button. So click on it and connect your Git. So when you connect your Git, that's what I think is missing for this step. So next thing that you want to do is that you want to log in. You want to log in your GitHub account. You want to log in your GitHub account to you want to connect your GitHub account to your VS Code. So you are going to click on this account right here and you log in your GitHub account with your VS Code. So that's what I think is missing in the step 5. So the step 4, the step 5, step 6, sorry, is we are going to clone this repository to our local folder. What do I mean by the repository? Is the repository that will create in the GitHub accounts that we create some minutes ago. So this repository from the GitHub, we are going to move this file into our local computer. So that's what we want to do next. So I will do that right away. So to do that, you are going to click on this Explorer and you are going to click on this. So that's what you are going to click on. And you are going to click on this clone repository. Since you already connected your Git to your computer, you already download you already installed the essential extension. So what you should be seeing here is what I am seeing here as well. So what you want to do is that you want to clone the repository. So I'll click on clone the repository. Then you are going to see clone from GitHub right here. I'm going to click on clone from GitHub. So and yes, so you can see that right now we can see the GitHub repo that I created some minutes ago. So you click on the GitHub repo, then it will take you to your file explorer on your computer. So what I want to do is I want to put it in my desktop. So I'll click on select as repository destination, then I'll click OK. And right here you can see that it's cloning the GitHub from the server side. So it said I should open it. So I'll click on open right here and yeah. So you see the README files that is on your computer. Okay, I think I have a question. Do I have to download GitHub desktop and connect to my computer? Yes, Yes. I talked about that in the first step and second step. You need to download it. You can check the chat for the link. So thank you. So when I clone the repository, what you can see right now is the README file that we created that's created with our repository that we create in our GitHub. So you can see the README right here. So that's for the step. Sorry, I'll come in place. So that's for the step 6. So the step 7 is that we are going to add Power BI source file. We are going to add it to this clone repository folder that we have on our local file right now. So I'll open my file explorer just to show us how the file looks like. What's the file look like? Let me come here. So I think I have it under my desktop. Okay, this is right here. So you can see that this is what we have in the VS Code, and the same thing what we have in our GitHub, and same thing what we have on our local machine. So that's what we want to do right here. I'll take this away. So I'll open my Power BI now. I intentionally do not open it, so for us to see how we can do this from the very beginner level. So while my Power BI is loading, wait for it because there's no update. Power BI is now fast. Okay, let's wait for it a minute. Okay, yeah, I think I have it. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. So the file that I want to use for this class today, I already have it. Let me open it. File, come please. Okay, it's loading. It's loading. Come please. So if you have a question now, you can ask while Power BI is loading. If you have any question, you can ask the question. You can drop it in QA on the chat button. Chat bot. Okay, I think it's loading now. So loading the data model. If you have any question, you can ask the question while we are waiting for the Power BI to load. So what we want to do next is that I want to show us how we can set our Power BI to give us the permission to download or to save our file as Power BI project file. What do I mean by Power BI project file? The one that most of us will be familiar with is PBIX file, but now we have okay, thank you. I'll upload it on my YouTube channel. I'll send the link. So I think the Power BI file should be here now. Why isn't it taking forever for it to load? Anyways, I will just go to using this one. Okay. I think it's sound okay. Good. So what I want to do is actually that okay. So let me use this to explain what I want to step. So the step that we want to look into now is how to grant Power BI desktop access to grant Power BI desktop access for you to be able to download or to save your file as pbip file. I'm going to be explaining what pbip file is later in the class. But for now, let me just click on option and settings if you want to uh, set this. Follow this step, please. So when you click on option and settings, you are going to see option. Click on option. So when you click on option, you are going to get another interface. Come in, please. It's loading. It's just taking forever to load. Why is it taking? Okay, good. So when this pop up, what you want to click on is you want to click on preview pictures. So when you click on preview pictures, so you drag it down, and right here you are going to see Power BI projects. Then make sure that you mark this Power BI projects. You click, you tick it, and for this as well, make sure that you tick it as well. Store semantic model using TDML format. So I will be explaining what TDML format is later on as well. Then store reports using enhanced metadata format PBIR. I'll be explaining what this is doing as well later in the class as well. So once you tick these three box, once you tick it, so you click on OK. And if you are just doing it for the first time, best is to refresh your Power BI. Once you restart your Power BI, you will it will load to your Power BI. That's the proper way of doing this. You need to restart your Power BI. So I will cancel this now because this is not what I want to use. Then I'll go back to this. So this is the report that we want to move to, and we want to connect with our. So we want to move to our GitHub repository. So this file right here is just the popular Chinook 6 overview data that is out there. So what we have in this report is just a little bit of one or two reports. So we want to move this. We want to move this into. We want to move this into the cloud and connect it to power, connect it to source control and use source control to do some changes and all in this GitHub, so in this Power BI. So when you want to do that, you need to save your file as pbip, just like I explained PBI, just like I said earlier. So what you want to do is you click on file. When you click on file, you click on save as, then you click on browse this device. If you want to save it on SharePoint site, you can do that as well if your this thing is there. So what you want to do now is that you are going to click on that same Power BI, on that same repository file that we create the other time. I'll click on my desktop. In my desktop, I'll save the file. Click here, then I'll save this file. I'll save it into that repository folder. I'll click on pbip right here. Make sure you click on pbip. This is very important. So you click on save, and once you save it, now it will be loading, and it will change the file format. Is no more PBIX, is now a PBIP. Okay, I think for it. Okay, I think it's still loading. Take it back. Okay, let me check my computer and see if it is there. Okay, good. So in my so in my computer, or in my local PC, inside that same Chinook repository that we created using Git, that will connect, that will clone from VS Code. Now we have our file, we have our Power BI file in it right now. Chinook PBIX, PBIXC class semantic model. This is the semantic model. This is the report itself. This is the README, and this is the Git ignore that I was talking about the other time. So if I click on this class report, so you are going to see another the definition. It's break every part of this file. It break it down so you can do version control with every part of this file. So that's what we want to do now. So I think that's for yes, that's step 8, and that's step 9. So what we want to do next now is that we want to go back to our VS Code and see the changes that we already made into from the Power BI, and then since we already moved it into we moved our file into the clone repository. So I'll move into my clone repository right now. Sorry, I'll move into my okay. So if you notice very well in our VS Code that we are working on, you notice that now we have Chinook PBIXC class report. We have the semantic model. We have the semantic model. We have the git ignore. We have the pbip file itself. So, and if you notice very well, if I click on this, on all these, because if you can notice something, you can see that they are all green, meaning that we've not these are new changes that are not that are yet to be committed, commit into the repo. So if I click on this right here, and I'll click on this. Make sure that you click on this so you can see the changes. Okay, I think okay. So yeah, before in these are the new files that we already that we have in our repository. So what I want to do is that I want to make sure that I work on this using the branch that we created the other time. So I want to change this branch right here. So I'm coming, please. Okay, I want to change the branch. Okay, I think I created it. Okay, so I want to change the branch. So we are working on the workspace branch, not the main branch. Then what I want to do is I want to stage all the all the changes that I made to this file. I want to change it. I want to stage it. Then after staging it, I will commit. I'll comment it, and I'll commit it. Then I'll sync it into the to the repo. And if we check our GitHub repository, if you check our GitHub repository in the GitHub, you are going to see this change without us moving it into GitHub. So I'll click on stage right here. I'll click on stage and I'll say upload pbip file, uploaded pbip file. Okay, or just anything you can use anything to as a comment. Then sorry, I actually supposed to stage it all. That's a mistake from my end. So I want to stage all. Actually, that's what I want to do. Just do it at once because so I'll say upload pbip file. So then I'll make comments. Then when I make the comments, it's loading right now because the file is okay. So what I want to do next is I want to sync the two changes. Then I'm going to click on sync. And now it's syncing. Good. And now it's syncing. So now we have our repository. Now we have our file from our computer, from our Power BI. Now we have it on our VS Code. Now we can track the changes and do some other things into the changes. So what I want to do now is that I'm going to click on my Power BI and I'm going to make some changes into this report, and we are going to see how these changes reflect in our Power. Yeah. So what I want to do here right here is that I want to change this to. Let me just change it to the to this. Let me just change it. It's not ideal. It's not good practice, but let me just change it to it. So for us to see the changes in our VS Code. So I'm going to click on Control X just to save it. So once you save it, I think now it's already saved into the current distinct code. Then if I go back to my VS Code, and yeah, so if I click on my VS Code right here, it's loading actually. So and if I click on the changes, I'm supposed to see the changes. It's loading for me. Just to see the changes that I just made. Should I come? Maybe I need to change. I need to change to the main. Maybe if I do that, I'm going to see cancel. I can see the changes that I made, but trying to okay, maybe I should do it one more time. Coming back to this, I will delete this. Then let me do control Z. I'll change it to maybe I should change it to 100. I should just change it to this. Okay, or just change it to line chart. I think I know this is rubbish, but let's just use this to see the changes. So I'm going to click on Control X and I'm going to save it. And when I say sorry, Control Y, then I'm going to save my file. So when I save my file, okay, I think it's already saved now. Good. So I can go back to my VS Code now, and you can see it's trying to track the changes that I made. So, but one thing first is that happens the name trying to demo can be funny. Let me go back to my try to refresh this. Start the changes. What is happening? Okay, good. So and yeah, I made some changes to this report. So ideally, what you need to get, what you're supposed to see here is the changes that you make into this report. Maybe I should just change something or add a new page, and I should just plot something on the new page. So maybe I'll just go into customer and I'll plot company, and I'll plot company with average. Okay, average. I know this is not. It's I should use something like this. Good. So if I drag this, I believe this should show the changes that I made to the file. So I will go back to my system right here. The change is supposed to be there. Am I working with, oh, that's this. I'm working on my PBIX. That's the problem. That's the problem. Let me cancel this. That's not what I want to work on. I'm noticing that's okay. Click on it. I'm sorry. I was battling with it. Okay, this can be funny. Okay, it's because I was working with PBIX, not the PBIP file that I have on my computer. So let me click on this now. So, okay, this is loading. It's loading. Let's wait for it to load. While we are waiting for it to load, please. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Sorry, we are waiting for this to load, working on it. Let me clean my, this is not what I'm trying to work with. Okay. Supposed to file, just to grade this out, actually, just to grade this out for me, just to grade this out. That's That's the problem. So right now, shouldn't be able to publish. No, I shouldn't be able to publish. Come in, please. I think I'm saying come in. What? pbip. This one to call me follow domain. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to locate. Because literally, this is what supposed to load. Set it up. I click on. Take me to. Sorry, please. How that can take forever and is kind of annoying. No. Okay, because this wants to kind of like stress out because actually this is supposed to not show publish if I'm working with pbip file and it's loading forever. So let me just try to create a new file from the beginning. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete this first, and I'm going to create a new report, and I'm going to save it as pbip. I think that's the solution for now. So I'm going to clear this of my computer. I'm going to take it off my computer right here, and I'm going to create a new file. So I'm going to create a new file. Let me just create a new blank report. Create a new blank report. Then I'm going to just connect with why is it taking blank report? Why is this one taking forever? Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, good. So I'm going to just random data just to work with is not um, not moving in line with what I planned. So let me just bring the new data and work with that new data. So I'll click on this new data. I want to import data from Excel. Why is it taking forever, Power BI? Don't do my Excel. It's loading my file. I'm just going to connect with. So I'm just going to connect to the class form that people fill. Just use that as the data that we are going to be using. Let me just cancel this. So, and okay, while this is loading, let me just go back to our VS Code. And because we already delete some things on our VS Code, it's going to show you that we make some changes to the report. It's loading, right? Yeah, taking this file. So I'll change it to main, and so I literally want to look into the change it for me. Okay, I think since we're having some glitchy, let me just try and go back to the GitHub. So, so let me just go back to the GitHub and try to create a new repository that we are going to use. Because it's signed the other time. Let me click on my repository. I'm going to create a new repository. So this is going to quickly create a new repository. I'll just call it from PBI. Then I'm going to put it in public. Then I'm going to click on admin, just like I did all the time. Go on to, okay. So I'm going to clone this. I'll go back to my VS Code. I'm going to create a new file, a new folder. I'm going to close this particular folder. Then I'm going to create a new folder that I'll clone. So, VS Code and load it again. This go as planned. Okay. So while it's loading, so actually want to I want to clone. Okay, so I'm going to clone the new folder, the new repository that I created. I just create just to work with. So I'm going to desktop and I'm going to select on that. So let me just create it on a new window. So we are clear interface. So I'll go back to the one I'm working on. Let me close this. So good. So okay. So I'll go back to my Power BI. Then I'll just click on table one. So table one is the one that houses the data set that I want to work with. Let me just click on transform and load the data. I will remove the emails of the people that select the form. Remove their email. So remove columns. So I'm going to do close and apply. I also remove this. I also remove this. I also remove. Okay. This as well. I want to remove this. I can just walk straight with the remove columns. So there is just two I want to work with, and I can click on close and apply. So I think now to close it and apply to the Power BI. I change this. It's loading right now. Okay. Change this now. Maybe I really want to stress me today. That's a lie. Maybe I should just restart my Power BI. Maybe that will help. Maybe that will help. I'll come back to it. I don't know why taking so forever to just load two lines, two rows of two columns of data. Please, I don't know what is wrong with this Power BI. I'm trying to create a new file that we can use. It's just hang. I'm going to off this. I'm going to drop off, and then I'm going to join again. I just want to kind of restart my computer. I'm so sorry for that. So I'm going to leave now, and I'm going to just give me like 3 minutes. I will join back. 3 4 minutes. I will join back. But then please, you can hold the class. I will join back in the next 3 minutes because I just want to restart this computer. I don't know why Power BI is hanging, and we can't wait forever. We spend more than like 10, 20 minutes on this Power BI side. So I'll leave now and I'll join
Yes,
again.
thank you very much for that wonderful session. Thank you very much for that
I'm
wonderful
coming.
session. Please kindly confirm that we can hear me. It's your favorite
Yes, yes, I
emoji.
can hear you.
So we are going to be taking questions. We are going to be taking questions, and I'm going to be reading. We're going to be taking questions, and I'm going to be reading them out loud. So I'm just going to be looking at the chat box. Um, okay, yeah. So I saw a question that says. So I'm going to be reading it out for Olayemi to answer. Okay, we are saying that is a bit fast. So it is actually a recorded session. And if you want to follow through, it's a guided recorded session, guided project. So if you want to follow through, you can always revisit it after the session. And the second question here says, do you have to download GitHub? Yes, so I think that was attended to. So this question was attended to. Yeah, yes, you have to download GitHub desktop. And the next question says, okay, thanks for the conversation. Yes, after the session, you have access to the recorded class. Yes, so you have access to the recorded class, and we are going to notify you. It was registered, so you still have access to all your emails. I don't get what he clicked on Power BI. It's a recorded session, so you could always refer back to the recordings. And Temidayo says, why go through the process? I think I'm going to leave that question for. I'm going to leave this question for Odayemi to answer. So if you have any question, just drop it on the chat box so I can be reading out your question for the facilitator to handle to answer your question. I'm sure you must have. It's actually a wonderful and exciting session, and I'm sure you must have learned a lot. So just drop your questions on the chat box, and Olayemi is going to answer to it. Okay, yeah, I also have another concern here that says, what is the technical requirement needed for non-technical users? There is a documentation that would be shared immediately after this session. They're going to share a documentation so you can also try it on your own at your spare time. And like I said, thank you for just joining us. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us. And it's a recorded session, so you could always make reference to the sessions, what you missed, and if you have any question, you can always reach out to us, and we're going to attempt your questions. So you can tell me how, while we are waiting for, I think he dropped off the call, maybe due to network. So while we're waiting for Olayemi to come back on the call, so I don't know if you have any question. Do you have any question regarding Power BI source control? Do you have any question for our facilitator? Okay, yes, you can go ahead and ask your question, Temidayo. You can just use the chat box. You can just go ahead and ask your question.
Please let me know if I'm audible. Good evening.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot of
Hello.
hands being raised. So just go ahead and ask your question. And you can also drop it on the chat and just go ahead and ask your question. Just let me know if you can unmute yourself. So I'm going to be taking Temidayo as the first raised hand. So over to you, Temidayo.
Hello. Okay. Yeah. Good evening. Am I audible? First of all.
Yes, you're audible.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I
Oh,
can hear
okay.
you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Nice section, by the way, right? So I asked some couple of questions in the chat box, right? But that's just part of some of my questions. So, part of my concern is, yeah, amazing section, the presenters and everyone, right? It's cool using source control with Power BI and everything. Just so my let me say, okay, for instance, now let me say I'm coming from the managerial perspective, from, like, for instance, right? So in terms of source control approach and everything, is there a way you can section it in terms of, like, only some certain people have the ability to push the Power BI reports to the main branch. Let's say like the way you do your normal workspace settings, right, in Power BI workspaces and everything. So is that kind of functionality, does it also come with it? Because from what you showed us, yeah, you created a branch yourself, right? Which you did your normal checkouts and everything. You also merged to the main branch yourself, right? So which is fine. So now it's more like it's more like you did it yourself, just from the doing a pull request and everything yourself. So in terms of like a more standard organization and everything like that, right? Would that build more like an hierarchy in terms of, okay, who has the ability to push to the main branch? That's in terms of merging to the main branch, rather. When you do your pull request and everything. So that's my question number three. I also dropped two questions also in the chat box. I'll just read it out and let's see how we can iron on
I,
it,
I,
right?
I can see
So
the
the first
question.
question is yeah, the approach you did was okay. So just my only concern with it is in terms of technicality, right? This approach looks more like a, because I know Microsoft released the deployment pipeline, that was a couple of years back, right? Which most organization uses right now. So will you advise the version control approach or using this deployment pipeline approach, because it's still almost the same thing when you have your test and development test and also production, right? And also I know because I use a lot of DevOps with Azure and Fabrics, right? So we also have suggest this approach also too. So that's just my three
Yes.
questions and 2 cents. So if you
Yes.
can just help out, I would appreciate it.
Number one, I will start with number one question in the current in the questions in the chat box, saying that is it similar to the what pipeline? Kind of similar, but there are some organizations that they will set up the GitHub Enterprise where you every developer on the team will have their branch where they can push to. So the manager or the person that is in charge of merging things will check it, and okay, if it is this is what we want, then they merge it. When they merge it, they push it into pipeline. So the first push it to the development, then that one is now in is now in server side where other people that don't have access to the local machine can see it on the server side to make comments for the development. Then if it is good for the development, they can now push it to text or push it to production, just like how it is. But the thing is that with working with pbip, which is the project file, and this publish button is not is to be graded out, so you cannot publish direct from the desktop anymore if you are working with pipeline. If you are working with Power BI that is linked to development pipeline, so you cannot publish direct. What you need to do is to go through the Git or Azure way. Then from there you can move it to the Git side, which is the end which is the end goal of this class. Before Power BI show the blog side of it, then we are going to see that because I already started my computer, and we are going to see that. And so that's one. Number two, Git and DevOps integration in Power BI is the same thing, just like the GitHub as well. We are going to get. I'm going to get there. That's the end goal. I'm just showing how to come to move it from the desktop side to the server side without because if we are working on a normal Power BI PBIP, we can't publish it direct. We have to go through the development pipe before we can push something to the server side. So that's what is all about. So does that answer your question? So I can move on just to show where I'm going to.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Okay. So sorry that I have to restart my computer because of Power BI. Power BI doing these things. So what I want to do now is that I've already connected the table, which just the ID and what. Let me show us what the table contains. It's just the ID of people that submit the request and what is the current skills of the people that want to join this class when the survey. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to click on file. When I click on file, I'm going to click on save as, and I'm going to click on browse this device. So when I want to save to browse this device, I'll look for desktop. Now look for the repository. I think, okay, this is it. Then I'll save it as pbip file. Then I'll click on save. added new class. Okay, I've never named it. From class. So then I'll click on save. Then when I save it, it's working on it right now. So it's saved now. So it's saved now right now. So and the published side of things. So I'm going to take this out right now, and then I'm going to come back to it through the desktop side right here. I'm going to click on form, and I'm going to click on file plus form. Loading now. Yes, code as well. It's loading. So this is the file that we have there that I uploaded right now. So what I want to do next is something loading. Sorry. Loading file things. Anyways, this is the change that I will already make to the computer, and I can comment it. I can comment it, say upload file. So I'll upload the file, upload. Okay, upload the file. Then I can stage it all. Stage all. Then I can commit. So when I commit now, and I sync it, it's going to sync with the branch. It's just loading sync. Okay, so I think we have the change now. So I can sync the change right here. I can sync it. So if I sync this change right here, syncing. Good. So it's already synced now. So we don't have anything that's changed right here. So it's just loading, bringing another thing, loading again. Come by my computer. This Power BI doing these things and it's annoying. Very, very annoying. Okay, I'm going to make changes. Let me go back to the one that I loaded data to. So I'm going to make some changes. I'm just going to click on this. I'm going to click on this as well. It's not even clicking. But let me just make a report. Let me just add a new measure and count this. Then I'll use it against, yeah, count. I know. Okay, I think the another solution is that I'm going to use the one I use for the okay, I think it works now. So let me just say total or join total response. Then to say total response. Then I'm going to just count it. Going to just count. I'm going to just count this. So then again. So I'm going to now plot it again. What is your current? I'm going to say total response. I'm going to put it against this. Good. So then I'm going to save it. Save. I'm going to save it, and we should on this thing we should see our changes in GitHub side right here. Even I'm going to start it. It's supposed to change. See our changes. Okay, yeah. So I believe now we can see the changes. Okay, now we can see the changes, what we change. So before we don't have anything in the we don't have anything as maybe any visuals. Now we can see the visuals. I can see the column expression. I can see the table one. I can see what is the current skills. Let me drag this to the other side. Sorry. So I can see what is the current skill. I can see the table I'm using and every change that I make. So this word means that this change is not will not change. And what I need to do now is that okay, I think let's take this out. Okay, so these are the changes that will not be I make. You can see the reports that the code that I changed the other time. You can see it's right here. Then the other for some other things as well, just like the visuals that we create the other time. You can see for the visuals, you can see the changes that we make to the visual side of things. So that's what I want to do right now. So I will just click on stage all, and I'm going to stage it. Then I'm going to comment it out. I'm going to say add. I'm going to say add a visual. I'm going to say add a visual. Then I'm going to comment it, and I'm going to comment it. So when I comment this will reflect in my Power BI on the cloud side. I'm going to sync it. So I'm going to sync this right now. So on our Power BI, we cannot just publish direct. So what we can and what's to make our report be on the server side, that's the next step that we are going to be looking into. So that's the next step that we are going to be looking into. So I'm going to head over to my Power BI server side right now. Then I'm going to now close. I'm going to connect it to the GitHub, my GitHub. Then I'm going to move this report from my GitHub to my server Power BI server side. So that's what I want to do right now. Then I'm going to just minimize this. Just minimize this. So I'm going to my side, Power BI. I already have it already. I already have it before because I actually start my computer. I think it's take it. So I need to log in my account. Log in my account. I need to log in. So you can use existing workspace or you can create a new workspace. These are the if it is like you are working on an enterprise project, all these workspace and other things are going to be there. Like you might not be the one setting it up, or if you are the admin, you'll be the one setting it up. So what you want to do now is that you want to create a workspace. So I'm going to my workspace is right here. Then I'm going to create a new workspace. And when I want to create a new workspace, I'm going to click on, let me just call it from Git class, Git class. Then I can give any distribution. I can advance. Okay, so then I can click on apply. I'm going to click on apply. So what I want to do next is that I want to connect my GitHub to with my I want to connect my GitHub to my workspace settings. So I'm going to click on workspace. Then I'm going to connect it to connect my GitHub into it. So I'll click on Git integration and I'll click on GitHub and I'll click on add account. I have an already account, an existing account, but I want to create a new account. So I'm going to click on give it name, class, class. So then I'm going to copy the GitHub URL and I'm going to I'm going to get the GitHub access token. So I'm going to head over back to my GitHub now and I'm going to get my GitHub access token. So to get GitHub access token, first of all, let's copy this first. So to put in this. So we're going to put this here. Then I'll go back to get our GitHub access token. So to get the GitHub access token, go to click on this place. Then you look for settings. One under your settings. Click on settings. So under settings, drag it down like this, and locate developer settings. Click on developer settings. When you click on developer settings, click on access token. Then click on fine grained token. So when you click on fine grained token, click on token. I'm going to generate a new token. Then I'm going to click on use this passkey. I think I have passkey. So you can depend on the security that you are using for your system. So then it's going to verify if it is me. Then I can now give its name. I can call it class token. So class token. I can call it class. Then I can just you can give it any expiring date that you want to give it. So then you want to make these repositories public, right? So, but you want to just give it like selected repository. So just to for for security purpose. So what I want to do is that I want to locate my form. Okay, that's the file I want to give it access to. Then what next is that you are going to see repository permission. So drag repository permission and look for content. So under content, click on access, then click on read and write. If you click on read and write, that means that if you change anything from the workspace, it's going to show on your local machine on your desktop, Microsoft Power BI desktop. You are going to, if you change anything on the server side, it's going to change on the desktop. So you click on read and write, then you drag it down and you click on generate token. So when you generate your token, uh, don't worry, when you generate your token, this is your token. I'm going to close this for security reason. So I'm going to put my token right here. Then I'm going to click on add. So when I add this, it's going to connect my GitHub to the new it's going to connect my GitHub and my repository is now connected. So what I want to do right now is that I'm going to click on this and I'm going to say connect. So I'm going to connect to the repository. Then I'm going to locate my branch. I want to work with, okay, this is for texting and I'm not using this. Go back, sorry. Manage account. Let me click on this, then click on that. This is not the account I want to use. I'll go back to the file. Go back to my workspace. Go back to my workspace. Then I'll locate workspace settings. Go back to my workspace settings. And I'm going to connect to the particular GitHub that I connected to using the token, access token. I'm going to click on this, click on GitHub, then I'm going to click on Ola class. Then I'm going to click on connect. So then I'm going to, the branch I'm using it still is main. You can if you have your personal branch, is your branch that you're going to connect to. But since we're eating some sanctions money, I don't want to waste more of our time. I'm just going to create a new thing, but I think this is not in there because we already have the folder. So I'm going to just connect. So once I connect this, once I connect this, you can see that right here now we have the semantic model. You can see we have the semantic model for the class, and we have the report for the class. So if I click on this class form now, you can see that my report on my desktop is now showing on my GitHub site. It's now showing on my workspace without me publishing it from the local from my desktop. So it's now on my PC. It's loading, I guess. Yeah, good. Go back. So I can go back to the semantic model and go to my semantic model as well. Yeah, so this is the semantic model. Then I can connect and check the report that is using. So that's how to move your report from the server side. That's how to move it the uh, to the from your local system to the server side. So if you now make any changes on your local PC, this one is just slowing down. It's taking forever to load. I don't know why. I decide to do my afternoon. Started loading again. While it's loading, let's change something on the server side and see if it's going to reflect in our. So I can try to say, okay, I want to edit. So when I want to edit, what I want to do is that I want to plot another thing. I don't want to delete this, and I'm going to plot another thing. So what I want to plot now is I just want to plot the numbers. I just want to plot this. That's what I want to plot. I just want to plot this and this. And what I want to use that I want to use using this. That is not working. Yeah. So this is what I just changed here. So then I can say, okay, I save it. Come in. So I can save this report. So when I save this report, I can go back to my view and I can just view it. Okay, I can go back to reading view and I change it. So if I go back to my Git, my workspace right here, I need to do click on source control at the up right here. So if I click on source control, it's going to load and it's asking me to load it back to the local computer. So if I do that, if I click on change visual, change visual, so I can now make the commits, and once I make the commits from the workspace side of things, then it will then I can say update all. So now it's sync. Now it's sync. So I can go back to the VS Code if I go back to the VS Code side of things. So and let's see, let's get a pop up. Now it's trying to look for the change. Clear this out. I mix the changes. Okay, maybe because of maybe because it's the same thing as I plot from the server side, but on the normal disk, if you make any changes on the server side, since you clone it, you connect it to the you commit it back to the disk, you are going to see the changes here, and you can now match the changes. So that's how to click on update all. So I can go back to this. So and I think it's trying to look changes that I make. Okay, so yeah, so that's basically it. So if I check my report, there's high probability because I don't know why Power BI is not picking things. I open just one file, it opened 11 for me. So that's basically it. So that's how to move the pbip file from the file side to the server side. So that's So that's so we talked about the sync change with GitHub. We talked about the review change and version history. Then we've done the configure Power BI admin settings. I think I didn't show us that maybe because of the Power BI glitch that we encountered. Then I do the setup workspace Git integration and Power BI service. So this is the last one that I did now. So maybe I can come here just to show us this. If you are an admin, how to activate this, or you're working on your power on your project, your personal project. So to activate this, so let me go back to my yeah. So I'll go back to my Power BI side right here. Then I'm going to click on this setting, setting right here, and click on admin. If you are admin, you can do this. You can activate it for your entire organization. Just click for just search for Git. So when you search for Git, make sure that you make everything right here enable for the entire organization or the particular group of people that are going to be working with Git. So that's how to go about Git integration. And sorry for the Power BI glitch that happens and that makes me to have to restart my computer and change the trajectory of the today's class. But at the end, we were able to to move things around and see how it works. So and see how it works. Maybe I'm going to create a move a smooth video um, about this. I'm going to make a smooth video about this. Maybe when Power BI is correct. I don't know what is wrong with it today. You can see how it's loading forever. So that's that for now. So if you have any question, you can ask me. I can explain. You have something that I need to talk about. I need to answer. You can ask the question. Thank you. Any question? Any question?
Oh yes, thank you, Olayemi, for that awesome session. That was really, really impressive. And I'm sure our participants are learning a lot. So if you have any question on the chat box, so I'm just going to be calling the questions out for our facilitator to answer. We have a question. Will RLA still be maintained with the current process? So this
Yes,
question
yes.
is from Abdul
Everything that you
Rahman.
said,
Will RLA still be maintained with this current process? So you have a question.
yeah, Abraham, can you hear me? And but them, can you hear me? Am I clear?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. So yes, everything that you can do, even you can do more with pbip. And Power BI, Power BI team, I think I read it in the article that Power BI team is still working on the power on how to even make BIP more better. So we should be expecting more into it. But for now, you can do the row level security. Yes, is from the yeah, you can do the row level security. The only thing you can do is that you can just publish from the desktop. You have to move it through the Git control. Any other question?
Thank you very much for that awesome insight. We also have another question. Oh, yes. Will the recordings be available? Of course, the recordings will be available for us. So we can go through the session and try to attempt the Power BI source control on our own. So if you have any challenge, you can always reach out to Olayemi or me and we'll take up your challenge from there. So I think I'll just hand over the mic to Olayemi if he's rounding up and and what's the next step.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to make this recording, and I'm going to cut. I'm probably going to cut the glitch side of the Power BI. I'm going to cut it, and yeah, so I'm going to make this video available on my YouTube channel. I'm going to post my link, my YouTube channel, or let me just. Okay, I'm going to send I'm going to post my YouTube channel link on the I think I have our mails. I can forward the links to our mail where you can watch the recording actually. I think I should do that. I think that will help, I believe. Does that answer our question? And are we good?
Of course, I think that works fine. We are just going to be sending the recordings to each since you registered. So we are just going to be sending the recordings to your mail. So thank you very much for before we end the class. So we just want to see some reactions, your favorite emojis to our facilitator. So this was a lot to learn. This was a lot to take in for taking out this time to have this session with us. So I just want to see your favorite emoji, your reactions for to our facilitator on the call. Yeah, thank you very much for the session. Thank you very much. Thank you
Uh,
for spending the last 2 hours with us and learning this Power BI source control. So if you have any question,
Apply.
you can always reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And let's have a wonderful night. And for those that in the afternoon as well, let's have a wonderful evening. Bye bye, everyone. Stop sharing. Recording.